Hey guys, Aaron here. In this video, we're going to explain how to do a carousel type ad using the Facebook Business Manager account. So before I started, I just wanted to kind of show you an example. If you're a Facebook user, you've probably seen car dealerships do a lot of advertising using the carousel feature. All it is a sponsored ad that'll show up randomly on your news feed in a carousel type format. The reason they call it a carousel is because you can kind of quickly in one post see multiple vehicles, scroll through it, see prices information, and each one of these pieces of inventory has a unique landing page back to this dealership's website. So if I see this Jeep Wrangler and I'm interested in it and I click on this ad, guess what? It is going to log me into this particular dealership's website, and it's going to bring me right to the vehicle detail page for that specific Jeep, right? And from here, I can get information, I can request a quote. It makes it super easy for me to interact with that ad. If I scroll to another piece of equipment, I should get something very similar, or at least be directed to their inventory section. So that's just kind of an example of how it works. Now we're going to show you how you can actually do this on your own page. So when I log into my Business Manager account, I'm going to create a brand new ad. I should be back up and running on my particular Aaron's Motorsports page. Perfect. So I'm going to go back to Ads Manager. And from here, we're going to create a new campaign. And the last time we did an engagement piece. So unlike this particular post, we're not necessarily worried about engagement. We're just worried about highlighting some featured inventory at our dealership. So I'm not necessarily as worried about engagement. I'm more worried about traffic to my website. So that's the type of template that I'm going to use for this particular ad. I'm going to use the traffic driving template for this particular ad. We're going to scroll down and set our budget. We're going to make it a daily budget of, you not have to do $100 a day. You can do a $5 per day ad or whatever you want to spend. Set up ad account. Make sure your time zones are all correct. How you want to, what audience you want to target. So again, we could do a lookalike. We could do a custom. I showed you how to do a lookalike. I would continue to highly encourage you to do a lookalike. Again, targeting the people most similar to people that already like your page. So I'm going to leave all this blank for now because I showed you how to be very detailed on who you want to target. Again, I would probably, for what we're trying to do here, we're probably just going to target around our dealership, a couple hours. I'm not going to worry about interest because I already did my lookalike. And I'm going to start going into the portion related to the content, okay? So once you start getting into the content portion of this, you've got 3 formats you can choose here. So we're going to choose the carousel feature because that's what I showed you the car dealerships doing. From there, we're going to scroll down to our ad creative section. So this is where the customization really hits home. You're going to see 3 blocks pop up here, 1, 2, 3 by default. You can choose, I think, up to 15. And within each one of these creatives, you can actually upload specific headers, descriptions, and images. So we're just going to show you, I'm only going to update, 2 or 3 of these to give you an example. But I'm going to go back to my page images, and we're going to select, a Ranger 1000. We're going to go, for my second image, we'll do a Sportsman 450. Just for consistency, I'm going to use these particular images so you can kind of see the benefit here. So I'm picking on Tri-County. I pulled some images from their website, but you can kind of see what each of these images will look like once they're published on the actual post itself. So feel free to add as many vehicles as you like. From here, I'm going to start updating some of the vehicle-specific information. So under headline for this particular, I'm going to call this the Ranger 1000. maybe I'll call it the Polaris Ranger 1000. And under description, I'm going to say starting at, you know, $299 a month. So I don't have a best practice here on necessarily what you want to advertise in the descriptions, but you as a dealership or a business owner should know what moves the needle with your customers. You maybe want to try an ad focusing on payments, saying starting at $299 a month. If you have a smoking deal on a certain product, you may want to advertise the actual price here. If you want to advertise just rebates, show $1,000, $7,000 rebates right now. Whatever you think is going to be the hook, line, and sinker to get people to engage with the actual ad itself. I really, really would encourage you as we get into like FAC, or if you still have any remaining non-current inventory where you're allowed to advertise a really low price, or you got that weird oddball item that you still have from last year, this is a great way to shout to the world you've got a really good price on that leftover non-current inventory. Okay, so be creative here. And then again, I'm going to update that for every image. So for the Sportsman, I'm going to say Polaris Sportsman 450. Description, starting at $89 a month. Okay. And then the big thing is, so we're going to want to link these pages to the actual vehicle detail page of our website. So in this case, since I'm picking on Tri-County, we're going to go to tricounty.com. I'm going to find their inventory. I'm going to find the Sportsman 450 vehicle detail page. I'm going to search for Sportsman 450. Boom. Here's that Sportsman 450. So you as a dealership, you don't have to do anything fancy behind the scenes with your website. But once you're on this vehicle detail page, we're going to just steal this URL, copy and paste that. Then we're going to go back to our page here, and we're going to copy paste that in the 450 section. Okay, and should work. It'll take a while for this to kind of update. I'm going to go back. I'm going to find the Ranger 1000, that military tan. Ranger 1000. So here's the Ranger 1000 page. I'm going to copy and paste that into my first tab. So make sure you're crystal clear. You have the right vehicle detail page URL for the right image that you're showing. You don't want to have a Sportsman 450 pop up when somebody clicks on this. So you guys get the picture here. Again, really cool feature with the Facebook. It makes it crystal clear to see where this ad is going to be advertised. So this is the mobile view on your cell phone, what it's going to look like. You can see what it's going to look like on your desktop. It'll actually allow you to kind of interact with it too and see how customers would actually scroll through it. Let's see, Instagram has a little bit different of a feed. Instead of that box, you typically see a little line down at the bottom that says learn more. But to this point, again, we still have some work to do because I haven't really customized anything as far as the text up top. So if you really want to, set up a customized call to action, so you can have this set to, shop now is what I'm looking for. There's a lot here, shop now. And then every time you can see this box change, instead of learn more, it said shop now. So you can just kind of customize what that actually says. What you want to do here is you want to make sure that, you have some type of something that pops up here. Great deals. Great deals now during Polaris spring sales event. And I'm going to just go back to my generic place where I can search for inventory. Let me just look for Polaris. And I'm going to copy that into my URL. So, the reason we have this last URL is you're going to have by default your last page will be see more. So again, that's why I chose to have this generic page that shows all the players' inventory. So this, if somebody is interested in seeing, you know, a vehicle that you're not necessarily showing on that ad, all you got to do is make sure that that URL is set to go to your inventory search page. And when somebody clicks on that, they can just kind of start browsing for vehicles they want. But the rest of these, you know, you probably, if you're advertising a specific vehicle, you want to make sure that links back to the specific vehicle detail page. And that's about it, guys. That's how you create a carousel ad. Again, make sure you're viewing what that looks like on Instagram. You can see what the Facebook Marketplace, we didn't talk about this, but you know, if you go to Facebook Marketplace and you're looking for used machines, you'll notice that sometimes an ad will pop up. Well, what a great way to, you know, advertise for people that are looking for used stuff. Make sure they know they've got smoking deals on brand new stuff at your particular dealership. So a lot of places that this is being posted when you're spending money for ads. Just make sure you're kind of viewing what that looks like or what that story looks like before posting. So that's the carousel ad. Next video, we're going to show you how to do Facebook Pixel.